This client owned a home in Paso Robles, California. She had significant amount of equity sitting in the property and a clear plan for how to use it. Cash out refinance, pull out $700,000 against the equity in your house, use that money to fund major renovations, listed for sale, and sold it in under 7 days with an all-cash offer. This is what it looks like when you understand how to use the equity that you've already built. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Deal of the Week breakdown. If you're new here, my name is Ricardo Carrillo. I run RC Lending Advisors. We are a nationwide mortgage lending company that helps clients all across the entire US get financing for both residential and commercial deals. Whether you're buying your first home or starting in your real estate portfolio journey, my team and I will walk you through the entire process from A to Z. Now, the whole point of these videos is to show you real deals, real numbers with real clients, and exactly how they're structured so that you understand what is actually possible when you do this the right way. This deal was a cash out refinance on a primary residence in Paso Robles, California. And the story behind this deal is really what made it interesting, not because it was someone who needed the money, but because it was somebody who actually had a plan. So let's break it down. This property is a single family home in Paso Robles, sitting on just under half of an acre. It was a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house, 2,300 square feet, and the property ended up appraising for $1.125 million, which is a significant amount of equity, and the client knew exactly what it was that they wanted to do with it. The strategy was simple. Let's pull out money from the property through a refinance, and then let's use that money to fund renovations that would increase the value and appeal of the home so that we could then list the property for sale and sell it for more than it was worth before the renovations. Recycle the equity that you already have in your house for a better outcome. Why use your own money when you could be using the bank's money? So when they approached me with this, I said, you know what, let's use conventional financing. Let's do a conventional style cash out refinance. We pulled out $700,000, so put our loan at $700K, and it put our loan to value on the property just a little bit over 60%. We did this to keep better pricing. It was an acceptable range for the cash out, and we wanted to pick an interest rate where we were actually getting lender credits, and I'll show you guys why in a second. We locked in a 7.5% on a 30-year fixed interest rate. The principal and interest on the deal came out to $4,894 per month. But here's something worth noting. The client actually decided to waive escrows. Instead of paying them through the mortgage, the client would then pay those directly by themselves. It's a common for clients who have significant amount of cash or assets and they prefer to manage their own financials. It's not really an option that everybody qualifies for, but when you do, it also simplifies the monthly payment because then you're just paying principal and interest. So the total monthly payment for this was at $4,894. Now, closing costs were a little bit over $11,000, but because of the interest rate that we picked, we actually got a $9,200 lender credit, making it very, very minimal actual closing costs that the client had to pay to do this loan. Not to mention, she also got to skip 2 months because of the time frame of when we closed. And so the refinance closed and everything was settled. They were able to walk away with the funds that they needed for the renovations. Here's where the story really finishes itself though. Because our client put that money back into the property, they completed the renovations, then they listed the home in less than 6 months, and they actually had it sold in under 7 days with an all-cash offer, which is a crazy outcome, especially that's how California real estate is. But that outcome with a strategic financing option just like this and clear execution is exactly what we talk about when we're talking about recycling equity and how to do things the smart way. You're not letting appreciation just sit there in your property, not doing anything. You're actually activating it. You're using the value that you already have and that you've already built over a long period of time to build a better outcome so that you could have more cash and go redeploy that into more and more deals. Whether this is refinancing or whether it's selling or whether it's pulling cash out of your deal to reinvest into another one, the principle of the deal is the same. Equity is nothing but a tool. You just either use it or it's just going to sit there. And a lot of homeowners are sitting on significant amounts of equity right now, and they really don't have a plan for it. They're just waiting, saying, okay, I'm going to wait for interest rates to come back down, or I'm going to wait for the market to shift, or some other condition that really may or may not happen. Meanwhile, your equity is just parked, not doing anything for you. This client actually had a plan. They moved on it, they executed, and they were able to sell their house in less than a week with an all-cash offer. This is exactly what strategic thinking looks like in real estate. If you want to understand what a cash-out refinance could look like for you in your situation, or how you might be able to activate the equity in your property, go to rclending.co or find me on my Instagram at Richie the Lender. As always, I appreciate you guys sticking around this long and for watching. If you haven't seen my other Deal of the Week breakdowns, you can check those out either here or here. I will see you guys in the next Deal of the Week.